Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Oh, if you didn't know, it's the NBA Hardwood show here on a Wednesday afternoon. Two-man booth with my guy, Draft Cheat, for his final NBA show before he dives deep into the baseball streets here, DC. I mean, you're already kind of deep into the streets. You've been diving in for a while, talking about best ball, talking about season-long winners and bets and all this stuff, but it's here. It's not opening day, but opening night, I guess, for baseball here.
Yeah, we're here. We made it to the baseball season. Yeah, I've been in the weeds for a while. Couldn't be more excited. Always a special time of year for me, but especially so this year. So ready to get going. We got opening night tonight. And I just got to say, JSU, some people, they just love to complain. They'll complain about anything. They're saying, oh, opening day should be, every team going on the same day. It's like, just enjoy the fact that baseball's back. We can watch a game, and then you got it all, tomorrow morning, basically, with most teams going. So I don't know. I just can't. You wait months to get back.
First of all, we know that everyone likes to complain about every little thing that these sports leagues do. What is baseball doing? They're taking a page from all the other leagues and saying, you know what? We should have a single or a double. They're doing the single game, obviously, not like a double header or anything like that. But opening night, I mean, it makes sense. Now, in my head, first day of baseball is always the day of baseball, like the day slate of baseball in my head, right, DC? But I'm not mad that they're going to have one game the night before.
Listen, I mean, if it was up to me, I would do a full-on opening day with all 30 teams playing on the same day to kick it off. But, so they want to, they get a deal with Netflix, right? And so they want to have a marquee game.
Correct.
Yankees, Giants, two great pitchers, Logan Webb, Max Fried going at it in an iconic ballpark. It's like, man, why would you complain? Just enjoy the game or not. Or just
so if I were to poke a hole in anything, DC, it wouldn't even be what they're doing. I would have had a rivalry, though. Yankees, Red Sox, Game 1, Netflix to start the year, or something like that. You know what I mean? I would have had like a rivalry that tons of people, from all over would have tuned in for, because we know there's Red Sox fans everywhere and there's Yankees fans everywhere. Probably would have picked two teams like that, or the Dodgers, or, teams like that where you're going to get fans from everywhere. But like you said, you get two good pitchers. They want a marquee, game for Netflix. I'm fine with it, honestly. I'm going to watch it.
The announcing crew is interesting. We've got Barry Bonds, who, as far as I know, has done almost no
skinny Barry Bonds.
Jameis Winston is apparently on the crew.
Love that.
Brett Kreischer, the comedian, which seemed, I mean, listen, I'm here for it. It's one baseball game, It's not like it's not the freaking Super Bowl here. So just enjoy the game. Anyway.
Why can't they try different things? If it doesn't work out, it's just a one-off. It's just one game. You know what I mean? But shit, I mean, honestly, that sounds pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Anything with Jameis Winston, I think I'm gonna enjoy, because Jameis Winston, just when I watch like little clips of him, is hilarious.
He's awesome.
I think it might be a home run. I mean, Barry Bonds, home run. I think it might be a home run, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But I'm in for it. I'm gonna watch some. Obviously, we got hoops to talk about here. We will get to the NBA. We got a nice solid, 8-game slate over on DraftKings, something like that. So we'll hit these games here. But definitely a great day opening the day up, with baseball to start us off here with baseball season, plus the NBA. And then tomorrow, like I've been saying for a couple days now on this show, but don't miss out if you are playing opening day baseball slate with the main slate and everything. That's going to lock at 1:15 on DraftKings. So the boys are going to go on Big T, DC at 11 a.m. Eastern time on this channel for that breakdown for the main slate. That locks at 1:15. So if you guys make sure you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that, ring that bell, get subscribed, you get the notification when they go live. 11 a.m. Eastern time, though, tomorrow. Don't miss out on that show. And don't miss out on that slate. That slate is awesome. The opening day slate is one of the best slates you'll get in DFS. It just my opinion, but just in all of DFS, DC, it's one of my favorite slates.
Yeah, and people that have been following my best ball rankings and research and all that stuff, like there's a lot of values on players that most people that playing MLB DFS won't really know about. Mostly rookies, obviously, coming up with some cheaper salaries. So a lot of my best, biggest MLB scores over the years have come in that first month of the season, kind of when data changes, right? Because all the projections and all that stuff is kind of built off of last year, but some of these guys are new players this year. There's data to back it up. So excited for it. And yeah, appreciate the compliment there, Jay Stone. We're ready to go. Excited. Baseball's going to be awesome.
Jay Stone pumping you up right there. That's what I'm talking about. Love to see that here. It's going to be a great year. And on top of that, I don't want to spoil too much, but I know our guy Stats, who has done some really good stuff with some of these new tools that he's been working on. He did a NASCAR tool, the NASCAR hub, that's been very popular. We got a weather tool on the site, and obviously that's going to help with baseball. But he's working on a couple other tools for baseball season that he's hoping to get finished in the next couple weeks here that seem awesome. Honestly, he was talking about one of them, and it sounds like it's going to be really awesome for the subs. So that's going to be really good. I don't know when that's going to go live on the site, but hopefully in the next couple weeks that's going to be live. And I think all the subs are going to really enjoy the new tool that Stats working on for baseball.
Stats builds awesome stuff. Baseball Boom Report's awesome for kind of a quick reference of the upside plays. I'm sure the other stuff he's building will be phenomenal as well. And I've got some stuff coming out myself. Gonna kind of test it behind the scenes, built it this offseason for the first couple weeks just to, just to make sure we're online and kind of spitting out stuff that I can get behind publicly. But I'm confident in it. And yeah, I should have some cool tools as well coming out in the first couple weeks of the season. So yeah, we're ready to go for MLB season for sure.
DC, I even did a draft with your favorite human, Smiz. That's news to me. I didn't know that was DC's favorite human. I mean, shit. I didn't know that. DC.
Actually, unfollowed Smiz the other day. I unfollowed Smiz the other day. I just had enough of Smiz. It's just nah. Okay.
Nobody loves them. Nobody loves themselves more than Smiz. There's no one on planet Earth. I truly believe that in my heart. So yeah, it is what it is.
We'll keep it there. We'll keep it there.
Yeah, let's just keep it. Let's keep it there. So 73% McLean though, Broccoli Taco. I don't know how many drafts you did, but if you're talking best ball, that's a shitload of McLean, and we very much endorse it. And by we, I mean DC, so I endorse it because that was one of DC's favorite pitchers. So I got a lot.
If McLean sucks this year, you can find me under the nearest bridge in a tent. So
you can find him at Al Smizzle on Twitter. Yeah, if Nolan McLean and Kevin McGonigal suck this year, you can find DC there on Twitter. Give him all your hate. But yes, let's go, Stephanie. Saw you had another nice hit, Stephanie, by the way, on Twitter. Congrats to you. Nice little I forget it was 4th place or 6th place in NBA a night or two ago, but congrats on that. I saw that screenshot. That's awesome over on the other site. But DC, we do have a nice little, I think 8 games to talk about here in the association on DraftKings. So let's dive in here, my friend. Let's start off with the first game, Atlanta and Detroit here. Obviously, Detroit still working with some of these guys out. Cade Cunningham, Sasser, Stewart, all still out for this team here. Tobias Harris is probable to go tonight, so he'll be in, and so is Jalen Duren. So it looks like mainly the injury news, it's going to those guys. They do have Javonte Green listed as questionable. We'll see on that. Not that that's huge news, but, he does get some run, 15 to 20 minutes. So that might, DC, open it up a little bit more for one or two guys to get a few extra minutes of run here. But start on the Detroit side and work your way on to Atlanta, because obviously Atlanta has the big Jalen Johnson questionable tag that, he's missed a game or two here. Does he come back? Not sure, but we will get this news before lock.
Yeah, starting with the Detroit side, I agree with kind of the projections, ownership here. I think the two clear plays, one Dennis Jenkins, I think is the best play on Detroit and one of the best plays on the slate. I mean, we've seen him step up numerous times when Cade Cunningham has been out, 38, 39, 34 minutes in the last three games. Good matchup here against Atlanta, 6,300. The price is reasonable. He's clearly the main distributor, enough shot volume to get there. Price is good. And he's shown plenty of upside. So he feels like a really, really strong play to me, even at 25% ownership. Yeah, and Duren too, I think is a good play. Running the numbers, he does look like he loses a little bit playing without Cade. I think they've got a really good chemistry that maybe doesn't quite carry over to Jenkins. But I still do like Duren at 8,500. Obviously, 8-game slate, you're going to have plenty of good centers to play. So don't think he's a must play or anything like that. But I do like him. But Jenkins is the key play for Detroit. Probably going to be in my lineup tonight, in my main lineup, Jenkins. And then obviously Atlanta just depends on Jalen Johnson, right? If he's in, I think you can, and it looks like everybody's doing this, is pretty much cross off Atlanta if you're playing just a few teams. I don't really see much there. If he's out, that does change things, though. Obviously, he's the main guy on their offense. I think Kuminga at 5,400 would become a really interesting play if Jalen Johnson does miss. Could potentially look at your guy, Alexander Walker, Dyson Daniels. Prices are up a little bit on those guys, but obviously a big bump if Jalen Johnson does miss. But I think Kuminga gets the biggest bump and really the guy I'm looking at most closely. But we need Johnson to be out. If Johnson's in, probably Johnson himself would be the only one that I'd really consider playing. And even then, don't love this matchup, obviously, against one of the better defensive teams in the league. So not a ton here for me, most likely, outside of Jenkins, but I do think Jenkins one of the better plays on the slate overall.
Yeah, a couple things. You were talking about, Duren's, production when Cade's off the floor. And it kind of makes sense to me, honestly, because you're not going to put as much of a focus on Dennis Jenkins as you are Cade. Even though we like Dennis Jenkins, and he's clearly a good player, teams are not going to focus on him as much as they would a Cade Cunningham. So the game plan's different. When Cade's out there, it's definitely going to open things up for all these other guys, including someone like Jalen Duren, who, doesn't really open things up on his own, right? Cade is a massive part, I think, of Jalen Duren. Not that he wouldn't be good. It's just, I do think he needs someone like Cade to help him get enough at this salary here. So I kind of agree with you. It's a good spot for him, but I don't want to pay 8,500. I like Jenkins. I thought it was interesting that even though Oscar Thompson didn't get there and only had 20 fantasy points, played 36 minutes last game, which is the first time he's played 36 minutes in a while. Honestly, I think since February 27th was the last time he played, 35 plus minutes. So I'm like, you don't see it very often, DC. I wonder if that was, the Lakers and Luka and those guys. I have no idea, but thought that was interesting. If his minutes are up like that, then he might be a decent play if he's getting that type of run here. but I don't know. That's not like 100% to me, but you could take some shots, I think, on him. Jenkins would be my favorite play. And then Thompson. I do think if Javonte Green is out, that might bump a Ronald Holland a little bit as like a sneaky kind of low-owned GPP play in tournaments here. Definitely not someone who's safe. His minutes are not safe at all. But maybe you get around 20 minutes, maybe not a terrible MME play. So, yeah, I agree with you on Atlanta. If Jalen's in, I probably don't like anyone here. If Jalen's out, though, I do think maybe people might overreact to some of these guys busting last time, or at least I would hope so. Because like Dyson Daniels, I think would be a good play. He only played 24 minutes. Obviously, it was a massive blowout. He took 8 shots, hit 5 of them, and only played 24 minutes. So he's missing like 8 to 12 minutes of run in that game that he normally gets. And if he gets that, he probably gets there even at his price tag. So, I would be fine going back to him. The Kuminga stuff, I talked about, not really wanting to go back to Mo Gay. That showed, obviously. I don't really like him again, even if Jalen's out. I wouldn't be in on him. Kuminga I'd be okay with, but even his minutes kind of suck right now. So I think it's mainly Dyson. And you said Nah would be number 2 on my list after Dyson if Jalen is out. So that's kind of it for this game here. Beanear's in the house, so we can continue to talk about ball, and definitely not talking about Cat for MVP. Absolutely not.
Let you down again last night, JSU. Big Purr.
I don't even want to talk about Big Purr.
I played him too, so I felt.
I was very annoyed. I should just go back to my rule of never Cat, so I can never tilt Cat, because nothing worse than tilting a player you despise. Ricochet is the best play for sure. Ricochet is terrible. DC, Ricochet is one of those picks when you look at like who was picked around him, you just go like, why? He's going to be one of those guys that just I don't think ever fully gets there with the talent.
No, he's very, very marginal NBA player. I don't think he'd even be in an NBA rotation right now if he wasn't such a high pick.
I don't even think they like him, to be honest with you.
It's just he's bad. I mean, he just doesn't really do anything super well. So, yeah, agree with you. And Beaner, we appreciate the comedic relief here. You got to mix in a serious comment once in a while. Balance your range a little bit. You can't just be bullshitting all the time, or else we always know it's bullshit. You can do better, Beaner.
That's a good point, DC. You got to always mix in with the jokes. You can't just be a jokester all the time.
Yeah.
You got to change it up a little bit. All right. Next game up here. Let's go to Chicago and Philadelphia. Philly, obviously, still, Embiid. We got the Q tag on him here for this game. We'll see if he plays. He hasn't played in, when was the last time? A month, pretty much. Maxi's still out. You got Quentin Grimes, who I kind of expect back. He's missed a couple games, I think, with an illness, DC. I feel like he's probably going to play tonight. That's just a guess here. Kelly Oubre still out for this team. But the big news, they get Paul George back off of the suspension or whatever he had for, I don't know, was it steroids or whatever he was taking? I don't know what he's doing. But either way, he's back for this game here. We'll see how much he plays. He's 7,500. I don't know if you can play Paul George at 7,500. Probably not, right? First game back.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm pretty much never playing Paul George at 7,500 and not on his first game back from a 20-game suspension. So he's out. It would be like Embiid to just, first game in a month and put up 55 fantasy points. But I mean, I'm not paying 9,500 for Embiid in his first game back. It is obviously an awesome matchup against Chicago. I mean, you look at the total for this game, 240, and Philly favored by 6.5. So someone's got to produce here, but it's a tough team. Obviously, with Maxey, Oubre still out, you get George and Embiid possibly back. A lot of moving parts. I mean, Edgecombe 8,300. That's too high for me with PG back in there. I want to like someone from Philly, and it gets a little easier, I think, if Embiid misses, of course. But right now, even with the monster total, it's kind of tough to find anyone if Embiid ends up playing. You certainly see that reflected in the ownership. Nobody really going to this game. I'm kind of on the same page. It's also an 8-game slate, so we'll probably get some news in the later games that can change some things. So like to keep the roster kind of as open as I can as the slate progresses. Giddey, I still think has, that big upside. He's shown it most of the time, and they're giving him huge minutes right now for the most part in what should be a pace-up game. So high price tag, but I think high ceiling for Josh Giddey. He's my main interest on the Bulls side of it.
Yeah, I think one of the issues with Philly in general is that all these guys' price tags are inflated from when all the other guys were out. You know what I mean? And then you get Quentin Grimes back, and you're not paying 8K for Quentin Grimes with possibly Joel Embiid back, plus Paul George and VJ Edgecombe at the highest tag we've seen, 8,300. It's like, how can you play any of these guys? Yeah. And on top of it, how much do they actually run Joel Embiid? So if Joel Embiid plays, like, you're probably not getting full run out of Joel Embiid, I would assume anyways, but who the hell knows, I guess, but I would assume that. So it kind of just kills everyone's upside a little bit, even though I could see Joel Embiid getting 25 minutes and just smashing in 25 minutes.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. But
I don't know if I can click the tag. I don't know if I can click the button on Joel Embiid.
You can't lose back-to-back slates, JSU, from Cat and then Embiid. That's no way to play NBA DFS. You can't go back.
It's definitely not. I'd rather just tilt the 1 out of 10 slates where they beat me than the other way around here. So, and I agree with your, Bulls take is pretty much just Josh Giddey. On this big slate, I don't even really want to play Matas. And then like Trey Jones feels expensive. Colin Sexton isn't getting probably the run we want, but does have upside at 4,900. I kind of put Colin Sexton. Wouldn't you agree with this, DC? Isn't he similar to like a Kobe White type?
Yeah.
Like definitely. Off the bench, you're probably going to get like 20-ish minutes, but he can get you 30 fantasy points in 20-ish minutes. So, but he's also like his floor is not as high. So he's like a little bit of a lower floor type guy, but he does have a ceiling.
Yeah. The scorers, right? The guys that can come off the bench and get hot. And then they get more minutes, right? If the ball's going through the hoop oftentimes. And you kind of see that with guys like Sexton, Kobe White. So that does make him a high upside play, 4,900. I think he's a pretty good shout. Would probably play him, probably not with Giddey. I think his best games probably
I think you could, just because Giddey's upside is in the all-around game. It's not really in the scoring. But again, I feel like I'm chasing a little bit. But at the same time, like if you're making a ton of teams, he's not going to get owned. So, he's someone I think you can always click the tag on here. But he's really it. Like, I don't know if I can play any of these other guys like Dillingham, Nick Richards. I don't really love Jalen Smith's there, 5,100. And Jalen Smith's minutes never seem that high either, DC. Like Jalen Smith at 5,100. The tag seems good, but I don't know about the minutes.
Yeah, I don't love Jalen Smith. He's not a super high upside player anyway, usually pretty low usage, doesn't shoot the ball a ton. And the minutes aren't always there. So potential low minutes with the low usage players and where I like to go typically. So I'm with you on him, probably not in on Smith. But yeah, more we talk about it, that's what I was going to say. I mean, this game hits that 240 total and stays close like it's supposed to, and Chicago puts up, their 117 projected points, Giddey's probably having a big game. He's probably playing 38 minutes and putting a big score. So I can get behind Giddey, especially at, sub 10% ownership. I think he's a pretty good player.
Honestly, I thought Giddey was bad. Giddey was bad when I watched him in that Houston game, and he had 51. Yeah. That was a bad game. So in the game before, I thought he had a bad game too, and he had 49. So it's like, okay, if those are the bad games, DC, like give me a good game and we're getting 60 plus, I think.
He just has the rock constantly. And it's kind of hard not to score fantasy points when that's the case, especially in a game like this. So I think he's a strong play.
And I hope Embiid's in because I feel like Philly's defense gets worse when he's in. So I just I always root for.
You only got to beat four. It's like 5-on-4 because Embiid's lumbering down the court. So
lumbering, yeah. It's so bad sometimes.
Relying on his back and under the other hoop somewhere.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough watch. That one MVP year really just did him in. It just was the final nail. Him pushing for that MVP was the final nail here. So. All right, we agree. Josh Giddey, I like Colin Sexton a little bit, but definitely more large field play. And we both don't like Philly. I think we're in agreement there. So let's see here. DCJSU, what do you think of playing Luka and Reeves in the same lineup? Well, we're gonna get to that game here in a sec. I don't think it's terrible. I don't know. DC, I just don't love the price tag of Reeves at 8,200, but I do think they both can get there with the way the Lakers minutes are right now.
Yeah, Lakers, a lot of guys out. Hachimura, Smart is out. And the Lakers I think they've won 9 straight games, I believe. They lost the last game. Previous to that, they had won, I believe, 9 in a row, but did lose to Detroit a couple nights ago. But it does seem like they're kind of ramping up for the playoffs a little bit, right? I mean, when you have Luka and LeBron and to some extent Reeves, you should have some hope. You got 2 really, really good players on your team. So I do think we're going to continue to see huge minutes out of those guys. They just don't really have any other option. They're trying to win every game. Awesome matchup, obviously, against Indiana. Another huge total here, sitting at 240. Lakers favored by 9. So they're expected to put up, 125 points in this game. That said, I think I would separate Luka, Reeves, and LeBron. Probably keep it to one of those guys just because the salaries are so high. And Luka would be the one that I think is the best play. But you're probably getting 35 to 40 minutes out of all 3 of these guys. So I would be surprised if one of them at least didn't get there.
Yeah, sorry, my dog was acting crazy. Grimes in. Yeah, Grimes in is not good. I don't like Philly even more now. Can't pay that price tag for him. But yeah, going back to this Lakers game, which is the next game we'll talk about anyways, so we can just move to it. I think for me, I kind of like playing LeBron with one of Luka or Reeves, because the more I look at LeBron's game, the way he's been playing, I think he's definitely coming to terms with, Luka. This is Luka's team, right? And you can kind of see the shot attempts are definitely down. You know what I mean? And he's more facilitating, getting rebounds, pushing it. Ayton got downgraded. He's had a couple all-around games here. Look at this. Triple-double. Not a great fantasy game against Orlando. And then almost another triple-double. That's kind of what I want with a Luka or Reeves, who I know can score. And I kind of need them to score to probably hit their ceilings, both those guys. So I think I'd more rather LeBron with one of those 2 than Reeves with Luka, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And I mean, Luka, Reeves, and LeBron all get a pretty good amount of assists, which obviously could go to each other. So I think you could play 2. I wouldn't play 3. But I mean, yeah, just an awesome spot for the Lakers. These guys are getting huge minutes. I think I want to get one of these Lakers guys into my lineup. Not sure which way I'll go quite yet. Will depend on, who else is in. They all play different positions and salaries as well.
Yeah, I mean, with the Lakers too, you got no Smart, no Rui, and a very
no depth. I mean, they just have no depth on the team other than that is their depth, Rui and Smart. So
right, and so they play a very tight rotation.
Yeah.
Like, go back and look at the run that they're giving these guys, and some of these guys, like Luke Kennard, is just a shooter, played 28 minutes, which is good, but like you're probably not going to play him. Jake LaRavia played 29 minutes. Shout out to my guy, the realist in chat. He said Jake LaRavia. I didn't agree with the condom reference, but he pretty much said he was a terrible play. I didn't mind him as much. He was right. Jake LaRavia was not a good play. But I also said I just thought he was going to get more run, which we both agreed he was going to get more run in that scenario. And he did get more run, but didn't equal out to doing anything fantasy-wise. But 3,900, 29 minutes DC. You got the Kennard stuff. The only thing that's interesting to me outside of these guys would be if DeAndre Ayton is out and you could get Jackson Hayes at 3,200. I think that's the one thing. Maybe Ayton out. Maybe it makes probably LeBron a better play, honestly, because Jackson Hayes isn't going to play the whole time. I don't like Jared Vanderbilt, even though he'll probably get a little more run. So maybe that goes back to my point of, if Ayton is out, I think I like Hayes, LeBron, and maybe one of Luka or Reeves.
Yeah, if Ayton's out, I mean, opens up even more, obviously, for the rest of the Lakers. You could see them go some even smaller lineups. Maybe LeBron sees a little time at the 5. I mean, you can play any defense you want against Indiana, right? So it's not really – they can kind of just put the guys out there that they want to play. So, yeah, if Ayton's out, bump to everybody, and then Jackson Hayes, 3,200. Probably going to give you, it's not going to be huge minutes, but could be 25 minutes from Jackson Hayes at 3,200 against Indiana. It's a pretty strong play.
Yeah, Ayton was a late addition to the injury report, so he was a downgrade kind of late. So yes, he is questionable. We'll see what happens. They're saying it's described as soreness. So we'll see what happens here. He might need a rest day because these guys now are soft as shit. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Ayton. I honestly would rather him sit DC. I want him to sit. Please give me Jackson Hayes at 3,200. It makes it easier to get Luka. I think it makes LeBron a better play. I'll play Lakers. I'm cool with that. This is a great spot to jam some Lakers against Indiana.
Yeah, I'm in on Lakers, especially if Ayton does sit.
Yeah, what about the Indiana side? We've been talking. This is one of the tougher teams to kind of read because a lot of these slates, you get a bunch of these guys questionable, or you don't know, okay, is Siakam going to play full minutes? Is he not going to play full minutes? Well, last slate, they said, you know what? We're going to throw everyone off and we're going to play our guys to win. And what did they do, DC? They played their guys to win. Siakam had 54 fantasy points. I think Nembhard had 40. They played 35 and 34 minutes, and they just absolutely smashed. It's the Lakers. I mean, it's not a terrible spot to play a pacer if you think they continue with the minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we talked yesterday about the Pacers probably front office, regretting winning that game in the race to the bottom with the Wizards. I have a hard time believing they're going to come out and try to win another one. I mean, they are at home. It is the Lakers. So maybe, but I don't trust these guys. And with Siakam back in there, he kind of takes away from everybody. I mean, if I was going to play them, JSU, I would do the Lakers stack and play Nembhard and Siakam together and hope that they get 33 minutes again. I don't think that's the most likely thing, but they could smash for sure. And obviously, if they did, strong correlation with the Lakers pieces that we like, right? So not the craziest game stack if you want to roll the dice. I don't think I'll go to Indiana, but you never know. I mean, it happened last game, so it could happen again.
Yeah, I mean, TJ got 20 minutes. Neesmith got like 35 minutes. They definitely let him run last game. Man, if they let him run again, Andrew Nemhard's gonna crush. He's gonna smash. I think if they let them run.
There's just no way to know what they're gonna do with the minutes. So
nope. No, there's not. And honestly, I like your take of like, you know what, lean into the game stack. We like the Lakers.
I mean,
but if you're building 3 teams, maybe you build one lone Lakers team, and then maybe you build one Lakers team with Pacers bringbacks, and then your third team has none of them. And you go to, a couple different spots to change it up. Because so far, this is definitely one of my favorite spots on the slate. So I could see myself, I think that's what I'm going to do on my 3 teams, honestly. I think I'm going to have one team where I play 2 to 3 Lakers if Ayton's out. And then I think I'll have another team where I'll game stack it. And then I think my third team will be just a different game or 2 that I focus on.
Don't you think the minutes from Siakam and Nemhard got to be very closely correlated, right?
Yeah, I think they both play similar.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So they both get screwed on the minutes and play 22, or they do it like last game and let them go if they're playing well. So I kind of like that pairing. I think you
could throw Neesmith into that boat a little bit. I think you could throw him. Not that I want to play Neesmith, but I think you could throw him in there. Yeah. I think it's like those 3 guys, and then you have like the next tier down of guys that won't get affected. Like I think Jarris Walker is probably going to play big minutes again. DC 33, 34, 33, 32. But if what we're saying happens, his ceiling's probably limited, even in this matchup. Just
because he's playing with Siakam and Nemhard, not the super scrubs. So if you want to stack this game, and I might do it. We're kind of talking ourselves into it a little bit here. I think it's Siakam and Nemhard are the 2 that you want the most.
Yeah, Nemhard is definitely one for me. Siakam would be 2, but I agree with you. I think the more we talk about this game, I know D-Mills, we can't trust the Pacers. I know, but I want to trust the Pacers so I can play them and hope the game stack goes nuts. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's the way
you got to be willing to accept that it just might go completely south and they don't get the minutes. But I mean, that's DFS anyway, right?
That's it. That's all we do. DC, this was a question for you from Cubs here. Where do you go to see who's likely to come in for Webb? Freed was looking at Fangraphs, just gives all the options. So you're talking about like when they come out of the game, who subs in for them, like immediately?
Yeah, in Showdown, you can play relievers sometimes, but it's a tough slate for relievers because both Webb and Freed typically work into games. Also, it's the first game of the season, so the entire bullpen is fresh. Right. Sometimes you can like eliminate, half the bullpen or close to it from previous day's pitch. And also, Giants really don't have many good relievers, so there's kind of a lot of things working in the relievers. I'm playing a few Showdown teams tonight, but won't go too many relievers. I will say the Yankees, I think, are playing 6 lefties in the lineup tonight. So Eric Miller, I think, should get in there at some point to face some lefties, but it's not a great reliever slate.
They got 50K to first tonight, and I'm not saying we're doing this like every night or anything, but I know Big T's going to be doing a Showdown playbook for the subs. So we will have a Showdown playbook up. Big T's going to be getting that up, I think he said soon. So that should be up soon for the members, so you can check that playbook out. And no one plays relievers like Tony. Tony loves his relievers. So if there's a gem reliever out there, Big T normally is pretty good about finding it, and you'll see him highlighted.
If the Yankees, if it's a close game, if it's like a 3-2 game, Freed gets through 6. I do agree with Beanair. Serious comment from Beanair, by the way, took my advice. I do think that would be the 7th, 8th, 9th inning guys for the Yankees in that order.
All right, there you go, right there. DC, do you have a take on the game? Do you like the Yankees? Do you like the Giants? I'm a Logan Webb guy, so I like me some Logan Webb.
Two good pitchers here. I think it'll be low scoring.
Yep.
And yeah, I like Webb and Fried as two key plays. Favorite bat on each side: Ben Rice for the Yankees and Matt Chapman for the Giants.
All right, there we go. A little showdown talk mixed in there. I like that. Yeah, under. Feels like an under game. Feels like an under pitchers. I think sounds like you're kind of on that path too. Not always fun for showdown. Everyone wants the bombs and everything like that, but two really good pitchers. We'll see what happens though. Yankees lineup is pretty damn loaded here. All right, let's get back to NBA here. Let's move from the Lakers game to, I don't know about the fantasy side, DC, but a pretty damn good real life game here with OKC going into Boston here. And OKC pretty damn healthy. I mean,
they got healthy. They got everybody back.
Yeah, the only guy that, I mean, you're right. They have everyone back. J-Dub's in, Hartenstein, Chet, SGA going into Boston, DC. Man, if there's ever a time to just totally fade aside, it's got to be this OKC team with everyone back. I don't know how you're playing these price tags. Chet at 8K.
I agree with you for the most part, and I'm probably not going to play him. I think when everyone's healthy for OKC, the guy who is by far the least affected from all that is SGA himself. You kind of see that with a lot of star players, but like, if it kind of turns into an SGA game, it's not like they're gonna feel the need to change it up or distribute. You can go off for 40 points in any game. I think he could do it here. I assume he'll have 5-6% ownership. I mean, I probably won't play him, but he would be the only guy. He is the only guy I'm really considering at all from OKC. Boston's, I mean, they're tough too, obviously, with all their guys healthy as well. Everybody in there but Vucevic. I think Jaylen Brown is the best option, but honestly, probably the best thing to do is just watch this game as a fan or pick a side and bet on it that way. And DFS wise, it's pretty thin.
Yeah, it's really thin. I think like you said, I think it's just a game you're going to want. If you got a couple screens, at home and you can watch a few games at once, this should be on one of them, DC. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not invested DFS wise, it should be a good real life game to kind of attack. Tatum, not this spot. Jaylen Brown's been really good, but same thing here. I think the only thing I will say with these type of matchups, DC, maybe they push a little harder with this being the reigning champs and Boston being, right now looking like the team in the East. Maybe they push the minutes a little bit with these guys, like you said, and you lean into the stars. That's the only way I could see this game is like an SGA or a Jaylen Brown going off.
The value plays are just completely off the table for these two teams with how healthy they are. But yeah, SGA I think is a good play at low ownership just because it's all the other guys that have to take a backseat kind of to SGA, right? And to each other when they're all healthy. But SGA himself, I don't think he changes all that much.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, Jalen Johnson in. Thank you very much.
Good.
So at least now we don't have to, at least in my opinion, I think DC agrees, we don't have to think about that side or the Atlanta side as much.
I like when things get narrowed down a little bit on an 8-game slate, right? Get Johnson in there. Yeah, get rid of Atlanta. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I'm with you. We got Big Ed in the chat. What's up, JSU Draft Sheet? What's going on, Big Ed? Glad to have you in here. Appreciate everyone watching. Don't forget, smash the like button on the video if you're enjoying this show. And check us out, runpuresports.com for all things DFS and sports betting. We got you covered, all the sports, one price. Check it out. Get in on the Discord. Any package on the site gets you access into the Discord. If you got any questions or are confused with anything, trying to get in to the Discord, let us know. in the support chat. We will help you and get you all set up. All right, next game up here, Miami and Cleveland. Another pretty good actual game, DC, but we got some plays here. I think Bam Adebayo's got a nice little projection here. We're pretty high on him over at RPS. Do think it's a good spot. 9K. That's a nice tag for old Bam, and they are very healthy. So what are we doing here with Bam first? Is that a little much for Bam at 9K with Miami fully healthy?
Yeah, this is another game. Reminds me a little bit of Chicago and Philadelphia. Big total, 243. Cleveland favored by 2.5. Should be a high-scoring, close game. Obviously, that's generally what we want to target in DFS, but the problem is the prices, right? Everybody is kind of jacked up, and these teams mostly healthy at this point, obviously, especially on the Heat side. I'm fine with Bam at that price tag. Harden and Mitchell went off last night, right? 42 real points and only 49 DK points that's hard to do.
Yeah. I think
those guys are fine.
Didn't him and Paolo tie for second in King of the Court?
I think Joker won. Big T was dunking on us this morning.
Big T was. And on top of it, I forgot to even talk about this, but that motherfucker, he gets a $44 bonus bet from Draft. It had to be $44. All you assholes that bet Nikola Jokic. Why couldn't it have been 43? Nothing made him happier, DC, than getting that $44 bonus bet.
Yeah. I mean, he had to take to the Twitter streets to let us know. So he was clearly pleased. I will say the last time I won with Edward, so I think the 4 bonus bets. I picked 4 NBA games, just like the spread to put them on, and went 0 for 4. And it was just
You know why?
Like,
you know why? That was because you were giving me crap for always coming in second place. That's what you get. That's God punishing you, DC. And you were mean to JSU. Tony, you know what that means? Tony's losing his bonus bet. I'm calling it right now.
I hope so. I hope it's a bad loss for Big T's $44.
I don't normally root against Big T, but for that $44 bonus bet, I am totally rooting against Big T on whatever he puts that thing on. I'm going to root against him. This total is high, though, DC. Like, Norman Powell, to me, seems a bit overpriced, honestly. It hasn't shown much upsides. Kind of had a rough patch. Maybe more like a floor play than like an actual ceiling play when you got Hero and Bam.
Yeah.
I think that's what kills this game, though, is like you got Hero and Bam. They're 8 and 9K. I worry about them kind of getting to their tags, let alone these other guys. So it makes Miami really tough. But the total does make me kind of interested. Maybe I should be more interested with Cleveland. You got no Jalen Tyson, no Max Struss for this game, who played 27 minutes yesterday. That's got to open up some run. Jared Allen's still out here. Maybe we go back to Adani. Maybe it is going back to kind of Adani, even though we haven't fully seen like the big upside, but he can definitely do it. Mobley at 9K, I don't like in this spot. I'm definitely not on Mobley at 9K. Sam Merrill's been pretty solid. I didn't play him yesterday, but I know there were some questions on him and stuff like that. I think with Max Struss out, Sam Merrill's probably a better play with him out. I don't like Dennis Schroeder, but he is 3,500. That's cheap. I'd probably lean on Keon Ellis a little more, even at 700 more, but that's kind of a bias, DC. Do you see any of these cheap plays kind of being in play for you?
Yeah, Sam Merrill owned our asses last night. We kind of just dismissed him with a little hand wave and put up.
I didn't like him. I know that.
Yeah,
so
put up a nice 30 piece at 4,300. So whoever was on Merrill, I don't remember, but good call. But yeah, his minutes have been up, and it makes sense with the guys that Cleveland has out. maybe he's the play that could like take advantage of the fast pace, right? It should be a wide open game. Can shoot the three on Miami. There's no way Merrill's going to do well for us if we play him tonight after shrugging him off yesterday. But he makes some sense tonight.
Yeah, I think him and I think Keon Ellis have to get a bump. Because with no Max Struss, I think those are the two guys that could get the big bump. So I think those are the two cheapies I have some interest in. And then I prefer the Lakers guys, I think, over the Cleveland guys, but I got no issues with like Donnie or James Harden if you want to go there. I just don't think I'm gonna get a ton since I'm gonna go more onto the Lakers studs for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, not a terrible game. Miami seems a little outpriced for me, and I think Cleveland more of the cheap plays, but a little better than Miami just because of the drastic price differences, right? DC, like you got the 3 studs at 9K, but then there's like a massive drop off. There's no like mid tier with this team. It just goes down to the 4Ks.
There's a crazy amount of like healthy studs on this slate overall, right? Like most of these guys, these guys have missed time all year, but right now you've got, Luka, Wemby, SGA, Jalen Johnson, Josh Giddey, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Hart. Like it's a long list. And yeah, this game, not my favorite to pay up for studs.
The Heat have given up over 120 points in 5 straight games. First time in franchise history. Gator coming out with the
they're playing really, really fast right now, are the Heat.
Yeah. And that kind of checks out and makes some sense here. So yeah, maybe we should be maybe I should be more interested in Donnie. Because he's got the pace has got to help Donnie and James Harden, or one of them at least. So maybe I should have some interest.
I would think Mitchell more than Harden. Harden's kind of a half court grinder. Yeah, and could help a wing like Sam Merrill get out there open for 3. I could kind of liking the Sam Merrill play a little bit.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting more interested on Donovan Mitchell too. The more we kind of talk about this here. So I like that. Good stuff. Nice little thing from Gator right there. A little franchise record getting set for the Heat. Not great, but good for pace and DFS obviously here. Yeah, Donovan looked good yesterday. I know I always worry that I'm like chasing those type of plays, but I guess it's more just the spot, the total, the home matchup. The Heat are good. Hopefully the game stays close. And like DC said, if we get to this total, like some of these guys are probably smashing.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a tough game to overlook, but the prices are high, so they do need to have big scores for the most part.
Yep. All right, let's go to Mr. Wembanyama here. Spurs at Memphis. Wemby 11-3, top guy, obviously on this game here. Out, we got De'Aaron Fox, who is out for this game. Still no Luke Cornett. The Fox injury, though, DC, my boy Dylan Harper, 4,800, looks very, very nice. And we both love Stephen Castle. I'm a huge Stephen Castle guy. I like those. I like the guards, man. I like the guards in this spot. Harper, Castle, and nothing wrong with Wembanyama. Wembanyama can obviously go off. I think I go Luka before Wemby, but a lot of good guard plays on this slate.
Yeah, a lot of good plays overall, and yeah, Fox out. He hasn't like missed any time all year prior to just tonight, right? Like he's
been pretty healthy.
He hasn't missed many games for sure. So we haven't really seen the Spurs play without him. But yeah, I think Castle's gonna take a bigger role. Harper, like you said, I think one of the better value plays at 4,800, right? His problem is just doesn't quite get the minutes in usage most nights. But you take Fox out of there, he's gonna have a bigger role, clearly. Dylan Harper. So I like him a ton. Champagny, 4,500, I think is a good play. And then, let's not forget Wembanyama himself, who is being pretty vocal about trying to win this MVP award. That makes me like him a little more in these last few games down the stretch. The fact that he's, you would expect someone to kind of be aware of that, but just coming out
What
and
about
saying
Luka though?
Yeah.
How is Luka? Is it just Wemby? Like, how is Luka not going for it right now? Luka
Well, I know,
should
yeah,
be.
for sure. I mean, but Luka, he's playing those 40 minutes anyway. So
True.
I mean, not that they're going to play Wembanyama bigger minutes in a blowout, which obviously this one could be, but like,
I'll tell you something, DC. I'm just going to say this: the Spurs, they should be wise with someone like Victor Wembanyama, who is still not fully grown into his body. He's super young. He's got a ton of growth. Remember what Giannis looked like before he took like 6 years to fully grow into his body. And look at what happened to Joel Embiid when they pushed him with that MVP and stuff. I'm not saying Wemby's that guy because obviously Embiid's a different animal when it comes to injuries, but you don't want these young guys getting too banged up early in their career. I think it would be foolish of them to let or to push Wemby hard for the MVP, especially.
I don't think they're going to push his minutes. I think you're right. I'm just saying more like he's clearly
he wants it. I agree. He was making reasons for why he should win it, right? With the defense, he was talking about it on something.
And also, I think that could affect his shot volume, right? His shot volume has been up these last few games, and if he's trying to win MVP, that's like the one thing that he can just decide to change himself. He can, decide that he's going to shoot it 25 times. I mean, no one can stop him from shooting. So
right.
He can just kind of like make that decision, and maybe he is right now. So like, obviously you're worried about the blowout here. Spurs, what are they? 17-point favorites. But man, Wembanyama is going to smash during his minutes on the court, however many they are. So I do like Wemby a
lot. Would you go Wemby over Luka?
I think so. Yeah, with the price discount, I'll go Wemby.
All right, fair enough. What about this Memphis side here? Most expensive guy on the team is Javon Small at 5,300, who's questionable. Got Gigi Jackson at 5,200. No Ty Jerome. I'm not reading all those guys out. There's a ton of guys out. No Ty Jerome, though, is the big news here, DC. But they still have, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, potentially 11. If Javon Small sits, then 10 bodies, but they still got enough bodies. So it's not like they have 8 bodies. It's not the Kings situation. And they are spreading out these minutes. So who, if anyone, are you interested in?
I'm not going to play anyone. What I do with like Brooklyn and the Wizards and Memphis, like if they have players projecting super well, JSU, right? You can't just completely write it off. You got to kind of at least look at it, see if you want to play those guys. When they're not projecting well, I'm not like trying to find a freaking low projection Memphis guy and take the risk. It's just not. I just don't think you need to do it. So unless they rule out more guys, I'm going to try to be off Memphis tonight.
Yep, I agree. I mean, the price tags are all cheap, but I've been talking about this, DC, forever. But like Gigi Jackson, I've made this example so many times, but the guy got 30 minutes, scored 26 actual points, and put up 28 fantasy points.
Pulled the Donnie Mitchell on you.
Yeah, I mean, like that's crazy and stuff. Like, I just don't want that. I want a little more upside. And if they got 10, 11 guys, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. So yeah, JSU hit my Clayton ladder on threes. 2+ is plus 110. 3+ is plus 318. 4+ is 850. 5 is 2. Damn. Okay. I don't want to play him in DFS, but Steven, I kind of like the ladder idea. That's a bet I can get between, and no Jerome or Wells. Yeah. So that's a good example of I think that's a great bet. Great bet. If you want to play a guy like Walter Clayton, I still don't love the minute situation, but if Javon Small's out, it's probably a better situation. But I love the latter. Like you said, 12 or 13 3 attempts last game. That's a great bet. You know what? I'm going to put some money on that, Steven. That's a good one here. I appreciate the call out. That's a great bet.
I mean, if you like the 3-point ladder, you kind of got to like him as a fantasy play, right? If that ladder hits, he's nuking in DFS.
Is he nuking though, or is he getting 25 to 28?
No, I mean he'll get assists. He's a good passer.
Four threes is like, what do you say, plus 850?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. It's more just like, I don't know if I want to play Memphis in DFS, but you're right. 4,300 is cheap.
If Small's
out, then I think he's better. I think he's a better play. The Spurs defense kind of scares me.
Now I'm talking myself onto some Grizzlies. It's not good, but yeah.
I will say though, another thing I like about that bet is the Spurs defense with Wemby, like, is just forcing. It's going to force them into those outside shots, anyways. So it's a great bet also because of Wemby.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, good call from Steven. Maybe Walter Clayton. If Small's out, I can get behind, but I need Small out first. But yeah, I like that bet here, and definitely some Harper. Let's go to the final two games of the night. We'll start with Washington and Utah. Talk about another team with just everybody out, DC. We do get Julian Reese. Looks like he's going to be back in the fold here. So at least we know that, because there was some is he in, is he out? I think it was on Sunday, if I remember correctly, or Monday, one of those slates where we thought he was in and then he wasn't and didn't play. But he looks like he'll be back. And then you got like Koulibaly, who's projecting very well right now, 5,800. It's going to be 26% owned. Bub Carrington at 24% owned is projecting really well. Will Riley at 13%. Well, man, people are playing Wizards on this slate. I get the matchup with Utah, DC, but what do you think? Are you falling for the Wizards tonight?
I might be. I might be slamming this game in there. I mean, obviously the problem with teams like this and like playing, like Memphis guys, right? It's that they're not going to play well. Like they're going to get dominated and they're not going to be scoring a lot of fantasy points. But when two of these teams play each other, JSU, sometimes those just absolutely explode into fantasy production. 240 total, expected to be close. I think you got to be in on this game. I mean, the Jazz side of it, I mean, look what Ace Bailey's doing. 3 straight 50 burgers.
He's figuring it out, man. He's figuring it out.
Well, and the other guys are out around him. There's nobody else, so it's Ace Bailey go time.
But there was a stretch where it was already Ace Bailey go time, and he was doing nothing with it. He's figuring it out now.
I think Sensabaugh was playing then. They still had one of their 2 point guards. I think Collier. Now, I mean, it's the Ace Bailey show. So
yep.
I'm paying the price. 7,300 Ace Bailey. Come on down. He's going to be on my roster. What do we think at point guard? It's been Kennedy Chandler these last 2 games, 37 and 29 minutes. I mean,
man, it's Washington, D.C. Let's not think too much.
Yeah.
It's Washington, man.
I mean, Harkless? You in on Harkless? Kind of got to be.
So if we're just looking at what these guys, I think if I had to choose one, I would like Kennedy more. Now, Harkless does have the shooting guard eligibility, which is always good. You get that dual eligibility. Kennedy's 500 cheaper. I think I prefer Kennedy if I had to pick one of them. But I'm with you on Ace. I don't think Harkless is a bad play. It is Washington. One thing we do have to wait on is Cody Williams. I mean, if Cody Williams is in and starts DC, he's probably a good play. We've seen him flash some upside at times. I kind of hope he's out, though, because if he's out, it kind of makes this thing so much clearer for the Jazz. And I'll be honest, like I prefer the Jazz, I think, over Washington. Like if you made me pick a side, I'm picking the Jazz side because I think Ace and Kennedy are the best plays. I think EJ is a very good play. I think Cody Williams has upside if he's in, but I hope he's out because then it makes Oscar in all these guys, Bez, I think better plays.
Washington has more guys too, right? More total bodies, I think. Yeah. And I mean, the truth is, like, Washington's had all these games where they've had low, and usually they don't have big games, right? So, and then the Jazz are the opposite. We've seen these guys get in this role and succeed. So, what are you thinking? 3 or 4 Jazz?
I am thinking probably 3 or 4. Yeah, you're right. Well, I think you can play 4.
Chandler, Ace, and Shibwe, I think, are the top 3.
Chandler, Ace, Ace, Chandler, Shibwe, and EJ. And that's kind of hoping Cody's out because I do think Cody would be in play too if he's in.
Yeah. Washington side, I mean, who's your favorite if you had to play one?
Washington side, I'm struggling with because I kind of think it's a good spot for like just a dead scorer like Jaden Hardy, but he's 4,100. He's not like 3,500.
I like Koulibaly.
I don't love Cooper's game as much. Probably Bub or Koulibaly would have to be one.
I think it'd be Bub and Koulibaly. I think those are the best two.
Well, I don't like Watkins is definitely not a fantasy guy. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good like two-way player whose offense, his offense is very, I think, raw, I guess, game, but I think he has the potential to be a good two-way player. But I don't think it's there yet. So yeah, you're probably right. It's probably Bub and Bilal with the actual upside.
Yeah, that's the way I like it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Ayton is out. Oh, baby. Ayton is out. I like that sound. 44% Shibwa. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, shit. What could possibly go wrong? We've got all the ownership from Wizards and Jazz. Not just Shibwa. Like, literally, the ownership from this slate, like, half the games we talked about are low-owned games, and then we get to this game, and it's like, well, here's all the ownership, DC. It's all on Wizards Jazz tonight. I can totally see everyone tilting just like the wrong scrub. Everyone picked the wrong scrubs.
Yeah, could be, but yeah, I mean, I really like this 6-man game stack: Chandler, Harkless, Bailey, Shibwe, with Bub and Koulibaly on the other side. I mean, if the game goes kind of as expected, high scoring, I think those are the main guys on the two teams. So
Raul says Hinson is a very good play. I would like him more if I saw Cody out. That's a play. I think I want to see Cody out to click that button. But 3,100 is cheap. That is very cheap. So that's a good call, Raul. He's in play. I just want to see Cody. I'd prefer Cody out here. Are we getting LeBron at the 5 today? Yeah, I think you're going to see some LeBron at the 5.
Yeah, Aiden's out, so yeah, you'll see him some there.
Because they're not going to play Jackson Hayes like 35 minutes tonight. That's not going to happen. He's going to probably play like what, high 20s, DC?
I mean, at most. He like never goes beyond that. So yeah, I would say like 25 minutes.
Yeah, somewhere around mid to high 20s, I think. And we will get some LeBron at the 5, which I think makes LeBron just a really, really good play here on the slate. Could you name 3 teams you should stay away from? Yeah, I mean, definitely can name 3 teams you should stay away from. I'm personally going to stay away from the OKC game in general. I think I'm going to stay away from Atlanta, and I think I'm going to stay away from Miami for sure. That's just me glad. Oh, Philly. That's another team I'm going to stay away from. So there's 5 teams right there that I'm going to probably stay away from on the slate. And it's just like some of it's like pricing, some of it's just like the spots aren't as good. Like Philadelphia, I think like Grimes in, Embiid looking like he might give it a go, PG back, the price tag's up on everybody. It's just, even though the matchup is elite, I just struggled to click those price tags here on those things. So is this where Tatum finally goes? I talked about it. I could see them wanting to push those guys minutes, but I think they're saving Tatum finally going for the playoffs here. So I don't know if he gets the full push. But play Carrington at guard and pivot to Bones. If no IO, leaving money on the table, viable.
Very, very good strategy, I think. Yes. Yep. I love it.
Yeah, I like it. And let's get to that final game, DC. Last game on the slate, guys. Don't forget, smash the like button on the video as we finish out this last game here. Houston at Minnesota. And we do have some news here. Obviously, we got IO, who's been balling with the questionable tag here. No Anthony Edwards still. So IO missing would be big for the slate. It'd be big for Minnesota, who's been playing a very tight rotation, right, DC? And, man, Bones would go from unowned to very popular if we got this news. But I don't think we're going to get this news pre-lock.
Probably not. Calf soreness for Io, he's been a really important player for them with Edwards out, a lot of big performances, and doing a ton for the team. I mean, if he's out, it's going to be Bones, right? Like, I mean, they're not the same player, but that's the closest other player that by far that Minnesota has to Io. So you could see big minutes from Bones if Io's out. And yeah, like you said, I mean, last game of the night, I don't know if people are going to have Bones in there and just take the risk that Io plays. So that Carrington to Bones swap would be a really good one if Io does miss. Julius Randle's had a couple slow games, but I still like him here with no Anthony Edwards, potentially no Dosunmu. And the Houston side, I think it's okay too. I think Amin Thompson, 8,400, could be a pretty sneaky, pretty low in play at 6%. I think he can win against Minnesota. So yeah, I think this game, it's not like the key target, but if you're really in on Washington, Utah, you can wait for those starters and maybe you have a couple pieces in from this very last game, right? And just from those 2 games, Washington, Utah, Houston, Minnesota, you're going to be able to build a good roster. I think a lot of options on all 4 teams, really. So I really do like the kind of the total backload and see what happens.
Yeah, and this is like Bones a bad play if Io's in. He's not really a bad play, no. But he's not like an amazing play either on this slate, just because we've got so many good plays on this slate at similar price tags. You got Harper, you got the Jazz Washington game.
I mean, look what he's doing without Ant, though. I mean, 4 straight games, 25 minutes, 25, 30 fantasy points a night.
And some of these are in tough matchups too, honestly, and he's still kind of delivering. So yeah, that's why I'm saying like Bones is a bad play. He is like very scoring dependent, I think, especially with Io in. Now, if Io's out though, Bones becomes like an amazing play. So I think whoever was talking about like play Bub and then, wait on the news or something. Same thing with like, you could play EJ or, Kennedy or one of these guys.
That's what I'm saying. There's a billion options to be able to swap around. So that's why I love the backload.
So I mean, Dylan Hart. So I think that's a very good strategy right there. Play a late guard, not Bones, but play a late guard, probably from the Washington, Utah game. And then it gives you the ability to say, oh shit, Io's out. I want to play Bones instead of, EJ or Kennedy or okay. I think that's fair if Io's out. And if Io's in, then you can stick to Washington, Utah guard play.
And also, depending on kind of where you are in your contest, because we know Bone's going to be much lower owned than those guys. Correct. So you might not need to swap, but maybe you do. It's a good plan for sure.
Yeah. I do think the more we talk about this slate, it's load up on guards slate, DC. I want as many guards as I can get in my lineups tonight.
Guards and Shibwe. That's what you want.
Guards and Shibwe is not a Shibwe or Jackson Hayes. I like Jackson Hayes too. I don't want to forget about old Jackson Hayes. I think he's a pretty good. I think he's an okay play, but Shibwe is definitely a really, really good play.
I think it's pretty close between the two. I think they're both good plays.
I mean, it's definitely close. I think they're close. Well, like, what do you think Shibwe's like minutes upside is here? Like, do you think he like 28 is probably the most, right?
That's the most that he's played. But he's been a pretty good point per minute guy. I mean, he's a young player, obviously, so who knows?
And it's Washington.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and he's, kind of performed with this crew already. Like, they're kind of letting the youngsters go, right? It seems. And I would assume he's kind of in that group with those other guys. So, yeah,
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. The more we talk about, the more it's like, how do you fade Oscar? Like, how do you fade? You can't fade Oscar. What am I doing here? But the finish out the Minnesota stuff, I think if Io's in, I have less interest in this game. If Io's out, though, I think it makes Minnesota as a whole much better. I think it makes, obviously, Bones, Jaden, Julius, I think it makes them all a little bit of a better place here. So I'd have more interest in the Minnesota side if we get the IO out, and Houston's more just fillers. I don't think Houston's like terrible plays, but I don't think I like need Houston at the same time in this spot. So it would just kind of depend on the team here for me, at least for Houston. But let's see here. Kind of scary off the bench because Will Riley can play some 5. Yeah, and they got Julian Reese too. Anthony Gill. Like, the Wizards got some options there for the bigs and stuff like that. That's why I kind of want to lean into the guards more if I can in that game outside of Oscar. I think the more I look at it. But all right, DC, pull up the ownership here. Let's give the anti-play and the play of the day, and then we'll get out of here. Finish up the content over at rumpiersports.com. Oscar checking in as the highest owned guy. DC, who is your anti-play on this slate?
I like that. 4 Jazz. I guess I'm just playing pure chalk tonight, JSU. Just loading up on the top 4 Jazz guys.
Loading up.
What could go wrong? Anti-play of the day. Well, we'll go to a Jazz guy I'm not going to play. John Conchar. No, John Conchar, your time is not now. It's time for the youngsters to run in Utah. So get Conchar out of my Jazz pool, JSU. Probably go off for 25 and ruin all the other 4 chalk Jazz that I'm loading up on.
DC just stealing the John Conchar play. Imagine
you're not playing John Conchar.
Imagine playing John Conchar this time. That's just crazy talk right now. Man, I wanna give someone else from that game here. I'm terrified. I'm not playing. I'm probably not going to play this guy though, so I'll give him up. Bilal Coulibaly. He's going to be very popular. I'm probably not going to play him at 5,800, so I'll give him as my anti-play. I get why he's going to be popular, get the matchup and everything, but he's just, I don't think he's going to make it into my lineups. All right, DC, go from the anti-play to the play of the day. Who is your play of the day?
I'll go with Ace Bailey, who obviously from that Jazz game, I think a little sticker shock, right? Obviously at 7,300, but he's earned it. Awesomely talented player, top pick, and finally getting the keys in Utah while all these guys are out. So I think he shows the Wizards what's up tonight. Maybe drops maybe 40 real points from Ace Bailey tonight.
I'm going to go with a guy that I never go with, so it should be interesting. I actually have two guys, but one, I'm just terrified of the minutes. I'll give them both, but I can understand why people don't want to play him. But I do think it's an amazing spot for Andrew Nembhard if he gets full run. He is terrifying because of the Pacers and Rick Carlisle, but I think he's a great tournament play at low ownership if you want to take the chance. And I get it, guard is loaded, but I could totally see a big double-double from Andrew Nembhard where he puts up like a ton of assists and has a big scoring game as well. So I do like me some Andrew Nembhard. But LeBron James, play of the day, triple-double LeBron James here, DC. I don't know what the odds are, but I think we get another triple-double stat line out of old LeBron here. The LeBron juice showing up again. Drink the juice, LeBron, tonight, and go get that triple-double for
I do like that Lakers Pacers stack, which just kind of seems like you're going for.
Bailey 30 points prop is plus 153 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Oh boy. Yeah, they are not messing around with Ace Bailey right now. So
that's a winner though. That's a winner right there, Scranton.
Giddey or Don Mitchell tonight? I'm going Giddey, D Mills.
Me too.
Yep. Giddey. All right. That's going to do it here for this show, guys. If you want more, you want to ask us questions, get in the Discord. Check us out, rumpuresports.com. You can hit us up in the Discord, ask us questions all throughout. LeBron triple doubles 20-1. Bet I'm in. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Steven's 3-point ladder, Walter Clayton. Maybe we can make this even a little spicier, right, DC? I mean,
we're going full degenerate on the show today. I love it.
Maybe I'll add in a home run play for DC. DC, who's your favorite home run call?
Ben Rice. Ben Rice going yard tonight.
Ben Rice, LeBron triple-double. Let's see what that pays out here. I'm betting it, DC. I'm putting 50 bones on the two to happen here. We'll see you guys early tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time on this channel. First MLB show. Don't miss it. Opening day. Awesome slates on DraftKings. DC Big T will bring you to the winner's circle for that show. Until then, for Draft Cheat, I'm JSU. Good luck in your NBA DFS.